Hi, it's Gabriella Athena Mott for my week 4 sparkling challenge. It's also Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day! And this week 4 has been so transformational, so amazing. For those of you who saw my video last week, I was in the thick of it. I was having such a hard time, like just even finding energy for every day. I was really dealing with a lot of past trauma, past hurt, and just the weight of that. And then we got to our meeting Monday night, and the journal practice there was just about choosing your new identity. What are you choosing to be, and just committing to her. And all of us in our meeting, we said, wow, we had all been feeling overwhelmed in different ways, struggling in different ways. And it was just permission to say, okay, yeah, I have these things, these are my struggles, but I am choosing right now to step forward out of that. And then this whole week has been incredible. I have stayed committed to the jobs that I had said were my jobs and my family was helping me with. I don't do it like that anymore. I have deemed all of it family chores, family group jobs, family things we do together, and have stayed committed to that for one whole week. So that's good. And I'm going to keep going with that. And I really put my business first this week. Every morning, every day, whether we have homeschool or what meetings or whatever else we had, I really committed myself to, okay, I'm going to get up and do my goddess essentials. I'm going to dance. I'm going to do my yoga. I'm going to meditate. And whatever I'm doing in the morning. And journalings for the week, but also just for myself. And getting outside in the nature in our beautiful home. It is spring everywhere around us, and that has just felt so good to have everything blossoming outside of me while I'm blossoming inside. I feel like so many years I get to this season and I'm still thinking about what I want to be doing. But this year, this retreat, the permission to take messy action, I have stopped planning and I have started doing. And then Wednesday night, we had our other meeting, and it went completely unscripted. We were just pouring love out. And I had already had my offering for the Instructors Fest, my inner warrior dance that I want to do, that I want to share. I've already had part of that coming through, and I felt it well up inside of me, and I was terrified, and I was shaking, and I was nervous. But to share that with the group, because it's all about healing and finding your inner warrior to deal with the overwhelm and the challenges and the disappointments and grief, whatever it is that we're struggling with. And I shared it. I took a very deep, vulnerable place inside myself, and I brought her out. And I have never, ever done that before. I mean, I have shared so much of myself on the Sisterhood. It is the only place I have really felt like I can just be me fully with others. But this was even a deeper level of that. This was a whole new level. And so this week I wasn't just planning, well, how am I going to step into my new identity? What's that going to look like? What am I committing to? I was doing all of that. But I had this opportunity, and I absolutely didn't have to say anything. I could have stayed quiet. I could have backed down. I could have let all those nervous feelings and the fear win, but I was this far, and I just, instead of feeling too afraid to do it, I felt that feeling like I've had since the beginning of, I need to be the fire now. I need to do this. And it was received so well. They loved it, and I now am already in my new identity, and I was not expecting to be here this week. And I'm still learning who she is, who I am in this totally visible role. And some of the things that I've realized is my business comes from my intuitive abilities, but also my passions, my desires. I knew my special sauce was going to be incorporating, bringing out the inner warrior goddess through the goddess dance and belly dance. But what I realized after actually just getting to share this week was how heart-centered I really am and how I live my life, and how I'm approaching my business and these practices through the retreat, and that this new identity is really rooted in me. It's someone who I've been my entire life, helping people heal and grow through what I've learned in my own need to heal and grow. And it's been amazing. I feel like I've just been a light all week long. And I'm just going to keep writing this joy and keep bringing this joy in and keep following my joy, because I realized, like, okay, this is how I'm going to keep creating class after class and offering everything that I'm going to offer and keeping my business going. Is I just need to stay rooted in this heart-centered place in myself. And I talked in my first video a little bit that stepping into signing up to being a goddess workout instructor, trying to find a career for myself, was something that I had tried to do before in my life, but it hadn't worked. And I learned this week that another reason why it hadn't worked was that so much of my success then really was based on things like outside of myself, things that weren't really in me yet. And here I am at this place in my life. I'm like, okay, those things are really in me now. And so outside circumstances don't affect what I'm capable of. They only shift, like, okay, well, am I more internal today? Am I higher energy or lower energy today? But wherever I'm at, whatever I need to be doing, I can still be nurturing my business. I can still be living this new identity because she is based fully inside of me. And that is something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to go through this process learning to help myself be something I always am but hadn't discovered yet. And I'm just realizing that this is a little different. I'm starting internally, and then everything is moving outside, and there's just this cohesiveness that's happening with my internal and my external self in life. So some of the specific questions, this week we were practicing anchoring in this new identity, definitely sharing my dance, imperfect and just the absolute roughest version of it as it was, but really from the heart, was the biggest thing I did to anchor in my new identity this week. And then every day since, I'm really listening. I'm paying attention to how I feel different, how I think differently. I shared in our meeting on Wednesday night that I felt like my sisters there and I had just stomped on so many of my limiting beliefs and negative self-talk. Like we were just standing in a circle and doing what women do, supporting each other. And I just felt like together we danced and stomped on so many things till they were just ground into dust. And I have such a more positive way of talking to myself now and how I think about things, and it's so much easier from this place now to think, oh, well, I don't know if I'm good at that yet. I haven't tried that yet. Instead of what the old dialogue might have been like, oh, well, I haven't done it, so I'm probably not good at it. And just, there's just these subtle but so important shifts that are taking place in me. And I'm so excited to see what's going to keep coming now and how my different classes are going to come together. I really know I'm offering something of worth, and now I really know where that's coming from, how to keep tapping into that. And that is so, so exciting to me. One of the other things that I was really excited about this week that I'm still working on is asking the goddess for a symbol that whenever I look at it forever will remind me of this new identity and what I'm committing to. And on that note, some of our questions are about what are you choosing to be true for you now? What is your I am a woman who statement? So I am a woman who is choosing to let go of all harmful relationships from my past, including having a harmful relationship with myself, letting go of that inner negative dialogue. I am a woman who is really choosing to put my sole purpose first, which ties into my business, And I'm not afraid anymore that that's going to mean, oh, then I'm not really there to show up for my family. It is the exact opposite. All the good things that I'm doing for myself, being healthy, being active, getting outside, bringing in the sacred into our lives, I share all of that with my family. And this week, everything else that needed to happen in our home happened with ease and just fit right in naturally by really putting my business first, even before homeschool. And that was unexpected to me also. I expected to feel like, oh, well, okay, I'll just figure out how to fit everything in by making this choice. And everything just fell into place instead. So that's been something really neat that I want to think on more, so that I really understand, so that when I'm leading my students, like, okay, now I know why this played out like this and why it wasn't a struggle all of a sudden by making that one choice when I didn't have this as my priority, like every week or every day as a mom, had a level of struggle to it to get everything done, and suddenly that's gone. So that's something I want to understand more, because I definitely feel like that ties into our inner warrior goddess. I want to read my journal note though on this part. My wind blew my pages. I choose to be a woman who is a leader and teacher of goddess life philosophy through belly dance, through my intuitive healing, and through helping other women bring out their inner warrior goddess. I choose to have financial abundance and rich opulence for myself and my family. I choose to be a woman who is on the other side of all harmful relationships, even with myself. I choose to be a woman who is visible. I choose to be a witch. I choose to be a goddess. I choose joy. I choose dance. I choose to live my truth that I know is real in me, and it feels amazing. All right. And this last question, what is the promise that you've made to yourself? The environment internally and externally that you are committing to create as a safe space for your transformation. And what are you allowing this transformation to feel like? So I've talked about it, I think, a little bit in this video already, but I am, for that external environment, I'm committing to putting my business first every day. I am committing to dancing every day, meditating, getting out in nature, sharing everything that I'm doing that's healthy and sacred with my family, because then our whole home environment is kept as sacred space. We're not cluttering it up, which prevents us from being able to move or do things. I am committing to staying organized, because there's freedom in being organized. We can very easily get through whatever we need to do, leaving more time for rest, more time for the things that are really, really important every day, and just having things like, oh, well, we want to cook a healthy meal because that supports us in the other things that are very important in doing every day. We want to do a meditation together, because then there's less arguing in the house that day. And everything else that we do, we sage, and we just bring it all together, and we dance. We dance as a family. And my internal environment, I'm committing to having really positive dialogue with myself, and always just remembering and building from what has happened and transformed this week. And I'm going to keep doing my goddess essentials, my daily dedications, and making sure I really feel like I have energy, and when I need to stop every day, I'm stopping, so that I'm not overdoing myself. I need to stay rested and energized and let myself be playful, so that I can be heart-centered, and from there I can keep creating my classes, and I can keep my business growing. And I'm so excited, because I want to travel with my family, and I'm so excited to share this part of myself with everyone who is meant to receive what I am meant to offer in this life. And I feel like I have 1,000 more thoughts, but I think that is the best summation of this week. And I just hope that everyone else out here is having the most brilliant time of their life as well right now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.